Hey everyone, I'm author Mary A. Wasowski, and I'm here today to read you a little bit from my book, Forever, book one in the Forever series for Chapter 1 Live. I actually did this video a short time ago, and I thought it came out pretty good. But then, I showed it to an author friend of mine, and she said, Mary, it's good and everything. You came off so serious. And she goes, where's the sparkle, the Mary sparkle? And I was like, well, what I'm reading is not like really sparkly, the book definitely gets steamier and there's a lot of sexy parts in there, but the beginning of the book is certainly not sparkly. So I thought about it, and this is not easy sitting in front of the camera and reading your work. But anyway, we want to get it out to you, and this is the best platform to do it. Tally Alexander, a great friend, has given us this opportunity to showcase our work and bring it to the readers. So I thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to listen to me ramble on. But like I said, I'm going to read you Forever. And it basically takes place, it's Reese Mitchell. She's born and raised in Georgia, and she is about to embark on a new adventure in her young life. She's ready to board a plane and go to New York City to begin her senior year of at NYU. Now, a lot of things are going to happen to Reese. She's going to meet the handsome stranger. We call him Walker Reed. And, is it love at first sight? I mean, it does happen. That's what these book boyfriends are made out of. We want to believe in the fairy tale. So she, out of nowhere, this guy, hits her like a freight truck, and they get together. So a lot happens. The first part of Forever is in Reese's point of view, and the second half of Forever is told by Walker. So a lot of things are going on in this series, and I love them to pieces. There's a best friend in here. There's always a best friend in one of these books, and he's quite funny. And we call him Freddie, so you'll get to meet him down the road. We love him a lot. So it's impossible to read this whole chapter because it's like 20 minutes, and you don't want to hear me ramble on that long. So I'm going to read you the first part of the chapter 1, and then I'm going to read you the last part and then kind of talk in between to give you the gist of it. So here it is. Chapter 1, it's Reese, A New Beginning. Looking around my now empty bedroom, I wondered how the last 10 years of my life spent here has been reduced to packed boxes. The last 3 years had been spent living away at college. I always looked forward to coming home to the comforts of this room and all of the memories it held for me. As I labeled my last box and pushed it into the corner, I closed my eyes as the memories came crashing back to me. This is the room that my Nana made up for me when I had to come live with her and my granddaddy. She filled it with my personal things like new books to read and stuffed animals to snuggle with when I was scared of the thunderstorms. We said our prayers here in this room every night and looked up to the heavens to Mom and Dad, knowing they were looking down on us. It wasn't supposed to be this way. My parents should be here, seeing me off, begging me not to go. But they're gone. All I had were memories of our short time together. I was 10 years old when Daddy died. He was crossing the street, and out of nowhere, a passing truck driver mowed him down and left him for dead. As my father struggled to cling to life, my family had been enjoying a day by the lake, waiting for him to arrive. I remember laughing and Granddaddy splashing me with water. My mom and Nana were busy preparing lunch while I laughed and played. Hours had gone by, and with no sign of Daddy, we went home. We were unpacking the car back at Nana's house when we were greeted by the local sheriff and his deputy. Pottersville was a small town where all of your neighbors knew each other. I loved this town when I was little. Naturally, I never could imagine myself leaving it. Sheriff Danforth asked if he could speak with my mom and grandparents. I stayed outside and played with Bubba, Granddaddy's golden retriever. My smiles turned to cries as I heard my mom scream from the house. I ran to her, but Nana held me back. Granddaddy was holding Mom in his arms, just rocking her as if she were a baby again, shushing her and urging her to breathe. He said, "Please breathe, baby. We will get through this. Please." Over and over again, he whispered to her. 2 days later, I watched my father get lowered down into the ground. We were told that my father had died en route to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The injuries that he sustained were too severe, and there was nothing they could have done to save him. The truck driver was caught the next day and taken into custody. for driving under the influence. He only spent 7 months in jail, a small price to pay for his act of carelessness. According to the law, he paid his debt to society, but not to our family. He killed my father and destroyed my world. The anniversary of my father's death delivered another devastating blow to our family. My mother never was the same after losing her beloved Daniel. She left me a letter telling me to be a good girl for Nana and Granddaddy. She said she was sorry that she had to leave me, and as much as she loved me, she just wasn't strong enough to go on without my father by her side. She begged me to forgive her for her weakness, to remember that I was loved very much, and one day we would all be together again. I could feel her heartache in her written words. Together again? Her words burned me like touching the flames in a fire. How could my mother believe that I would be okay without her? That I would not be as broken-hearted as she was? How dare she? Mom was right about one thing. She was weak. I vowed never to become a person like the one she had become. I would grow up and be strong. I was going to make something out of my life. I thank God every day for my grandparents who put their own personal grievance aside to take care of me and make sure I was okay first. Again, I looked to my empty room and I shook my head at the fact that I wouldn't be living here anymore. So that's the first part of Forever. And then I'm going to bring you in right to basically the end where she's still, Reese is like freaking out, analyzing, overanalyzing everything. That's one thing about my girl. She overthinks too much. So she basically says here, my final summer with Nana and Granddaddy seemed to go by so quickly. I tried to spend as much time with them as I could. As much as I didn't want to leave them, I was so excited to start my new life in New York. Hey, you two, if the crying and the hugging has ceased, my granddaughter has a plane to catch. Oh, Granddaddy, we still have time. No, you don't, sweetheart. You and your Nana have been talking up here for nearly 2 hours. Wow, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Talking to Nana is effortless, and it's very easy to shut the rest of the world out. Granddaddy, am I doing the right thing? I looked into his green eyes and waited for him to tell me no, but that's not what he said. He took me in his arms, hugged me tightly, and kissed the top of my head. Sweetheart, you were meant for bigger things than this small town. You go to New York, you make your dreams come true. He gave me one last hug before Nana came over to give me a few more of her amazing words of wisdom. Now, my sweet girl, you listen to your granddaddy and be happy. You never know what sweet gifts life is going to give you. You may even find your future husband in the big city and live happily ever after. With one more hug and a kiss from the two of them, I was shoved into the back seat of my cab, and they waved me off. I cried the entire time to the airport. I knew I was leaving my past behind that included losing my parents, a modeling nightmare, and the sadness that I tried very hard to keep at bay. I would miss my grandparents so much, but seeing me earn my college degree and just being happy was all they wanted. How could I let them down after all they had done for me? So, Chapter 2 definitely takes Miss Reese Mitchell on her adventure. This really begins her story and in New York City and with her best friend. And of course, she meets Walker Reed. He changes her life with just one introduction. And as you can say, the rest is history. So you're going to have to read on to find out what happens to Reese and Walker. These two books have been best-selling, #1 on Amazon. I'm so very proud of this series, and I cannot wait to bring the third book that will conclude their climatic love story. There's a lot of twists and turns with Reese and Walker. And that, like I said, it will conclude January 13th, 2015. So you have to stay tuned. So begin the Forever series with Forever Book 1. And then one book is not enough. You have to go for it. Second Chance of Forever. That's Reese. That's Walker. Don't they make a great couple? I love them. They are available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Please check them out. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Best way to thank an author, leave a review or send me a message on my Facebook page and say, hey, Sparkle, I loved Walker and Reese. Give me more. Well, they're on their way. They're coming in a few months. So this is Mary A. Wasowski. I hope I brought enough sparkle this time. See, I even wore my cool little headband. I'm here for Chapter 1 Live. Thank you again, and have an amazing night. Take care. Bye. I'm hitting the butt button now. Hit it. Bye.